where we have pitch practice for entrepreneurs, or Shark Tank without the bite. And is anyone here for the first time? We're sponsored by the Kauffman Foundation, Kansas City, Missouri, and we're the 73rd community out of 100, and I still don't know the number, 30, 160, 80, I know, it's a whole bunch. Now it's big. Now it's big. Everybody throughout the country is having a cup of coffee right now, helping entrepreneurs to succeed. We're run by a group of organizers. You saw us all down here trying to get this thing organized, so we're getting it together. We're glad you're here today. Does anyone have any announcements this week? Things are going on, right?
Wanted to mention an upcoming event on January 29th. It's called Grow Your Business. It's presented by the SBA, ODU Business Centers, part of the presenters, SCORE, and Virginia Beach Economic Development. It's going to be at the Advanced Technology Center, which is right there beside Howard Community College, part of their campus in Virginia Beach. And it's 4:30 to 6:30 in the evening, January 29th. And light refreshments will be provided. And I've got some flyers here, so on the way out, or if you want to raise your hand now, I'll give you some if you're interested. So just wanted to mention that.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mark Bowers. I just wanted to share with you that since we're all here, presumably interested in some degree of business building, tell you just really quickly that there's a new gang in town called Synapse Hubs, which is also about business relationship building, centered on nonprofits, more about community and love and care, than it is about referral passing. A bunch of events coming up this next week, including launching a few new hubs. If you're the least bit interested and want to learn more, I didn't bring flyers or anything like that, but look for any of the guys in here with a bright orange sweater after this, and I'll happy to share some more information with you.
This Friday, 11:30 to 1 at Blue Moon Tap House in Norfolk, I will be giving a talk on how to grow and leverage a social media audience on Facebook. So if you're interested in that, 11:30 to 1 Friday. Thanks, Rick.
That beer, right?
2 weeks from tonight, January 30th at 5:30 at the Pretlow Library in Norfolk. I'm leading a workshop on 5 ways to shift your mindset and reduce stress. The new year has started. For many of us, it's off to a bang, and yet at the same time, there's an awful lot of noise and chaos around us. So it's a community opportunity to come and learn and meet new people. And if you'd like information, let me know and I can send you the flyer. Free and open to all.
So I got a couple of things too. This week, Friday, we talked about last semester, I'm from Old Dominion, 3MT is happening on Friday night. What does it mean? 3-minute thesis. And so these are students who are grad students, doctoral students, and master's students who have to condense that 500-page dissertation into 3 minutes, tell us what they're doing, and they have one slide and they're judged, and they move on to regionals, nationals. It's an international competition. And what I find really interesting, it's only the second year that we're doing it. We got, what did we get last semester? Oh, it was a bomb threat. We got bombed out of it, remember that? But so we had to change the date. So it's 5 o'clock on Friday. There will be food. It's really nice. You can just go to odu.edu, type in 3MT, and that'll get you the information that you need. It's in the theater. It's called University Theater right there on 49th Street across the street. So I promise you it'll be very interesting. We have people from education, from sciences, pitching their thesis, and it's a really great presentation. This Friday, yes, it's creeping up. Because we just started school again, so we're getting back in the swing. And speaking of the Old Dominion, we have the 757 pitch is going to be held there 2 weeks from now. I want to call it January 29th. It's on a Tuesday. So, and I believe that one starts at 5:30. So 757 pitch, most of you probably know what that's about. You can always go to startwheel.org. I like to plug that when I can, because that's got a calendar with everything on it. And so we probably missed a few things, and you'll find them when you go there. Startwheel.org, and that keeps you up to date with a lot of things. So without further ado, one of our students from Old Dominion, Jeffrey Russo, is going to present Blue House Studios. So we're excited. I always give you the ones that let you know.
Good morning, everybody. Like I said, my name is Jeff Russo. I'm here to talk to you about my company, Blue
House Studios. So a little background on me. In high school, I attended the Governor's Magnet School for the Arts for jazz, guitar, and bass, and I'm currently attending Old Dominion University pursuing a degree in audio engineering. I've worked as a contract musician for about 6 years now, and a professional audio engineer for about 5. I'm also a music instructor. I've been teaching privately for longer than I can remember, honestly, and for 2 years now I've been teaching at the Salvation Army Crack Center School of Music for guitar and general music studies. As a musician, I'm sure we all are aware of the many countless artists that have come from the Hampton Roads area. Timberland, Missy Elliott, Dave Matthews Band, and Pharrell, just name a few. Now, this has a distinct effect on especially the young people around here, where people get inspired by the people that they listen to came from where they came from. And what that does is that encourages them to continue to make music. And especially with the hip-hop now being the primary popular music of today, it's so easy for people to continue to make music. And it doesn't matter if they're making money, honestly, they just still want to make it. And so that has drastically increased the demand for recorded music and rehearsal space. In addition, music education. Now, it's very apparent the benefits of music education on developing brains, especially children. And parents know this. I mean, studies prove it all the time. But at the same time, the funding for music education in public schools continues to be on steady decline. And parents don't like this. They want that for their children, but they can't get it from public schools. So they're continuing to reach out to more extracurricular after-school programs to get this for their children. And this is where we come in, Blue House Studios. First and foremost, it is a professional recording studio. We offer in-house recordings as well as on-site recordings. This includes everything from bands, hip-hop, voiceovers, commercials, podcasts, you name it. Anytime there's audio, we can record it. In addition, it is a music education center. This includes both a curriculum that we develop and we do based on semesters like school. In addition, these classrooms, they can be given to music instructors to teach their kids, which of course we take a commission off of. In addition, the facilities can all be rented out as rehearsal space to bands when they need it. Some of our advantages. As I'm sure you can tell, we offer diverse services. The music industry is very seasonal. Sometimes the gigging is great, bands need to rehearse. We call it album season, where people are releasing music. They need to record music at certain times, and these curriculums, these semesters, only happen at certain times. Because of all the services we offer, we're able to get steady streams of income from multiple sources, all at different times, and they can all happen simultaneously as well. In addition, we're building our clients. Now, a band that rehearses at a professional recording studio is far more likely to record there. And these kids that we're teaching, they may be our future clients. What's going on right now? Currently, the recording studio is in full effect at a residential location. It is run by me solely, doing all the work, all the PR, everything. And I average about 24 hours of session time a week. This is while also juggling going to ODU, as well as working and teaching quite a bit. I turn down a lot of people. I have a very steady client base, a lot of return clients, and honestly, I talk to new people pretty much every day. And I also have very close ties with Governor School and Old Dominion University. I'm employed by both of them for audio services. I record their students, I record recitals, I do live sound at both venues. So I have very close connections with both of those institutions. And private instruction is how we progress. I have a lot of students, they come in and out all the time, and I'm very accomplished in that. And basically in the future, the goal is to complete my degree at Old Dominion University. Then I can give myself fully to the business. The goal is to acquire a commercial location to get all these extra programs up and running. Complete the website. I'm working on a website right now which will allow people to book and pay for our services all online. Very simple, very convenient, and just expand our operations and get things going. Thank you. Are there any questions? Yes.
So other than the fact that you probably don't sleep, what other kind of challenges have you found doing your business?
One, I work with a lot of people, and I work with a lot of people at my home, and that's a lot of challenges, especially music industry. I work with criminals, work with a lot of very interesting people, so finding that balance between meeting tons of new people all the time and also keeping my home safe and running a business, and it really taught me to filter who I work with, honestly, is the main thing, and learning who is worth your time.
are your prices? Like, what does it cost to rent the studio? What does a private lesson cost?
Private lesson costs $25 an hour. A recording session costs $35 an hour, and then mixing and editing the track. It varies depending on the track, but I'd say average about $35 per song. And this is due to the fact that I'm at a residential location. I have to have my prices that low. At a commercial location, I can easily jump to $55 or $60 an hour, and $60 per mixing and editing track. And then private instruction is about the same. That's about what it costs.
And which service do you think is gonna be the bulk? Do you think it's gonna be private or people booking to record?
The recording is definitely where the most money is.
Okay.
The education is more something I'm passionate about for the kids that whole time. But it is also very steady income. Especially when you're-
Well, the other aspect, how much money do you need to have your own studio or commercial space?
At this time, I cannot tell a figure. Like I said, this is very early in the process, and I'm kind of just focusing on finishing college right now. But in the next year, I will have some numbers to figure all that out. Yes.
So when you move to this commercial space, is that the time where the Music Education Center really starts to thrive and you're able to have a space where you can be teaching or you can be outreaching to schools?
Yes, absolutely. That is the main pitfall right now. All the expertise, I have the clientele ready. It's just getting the place to be able to do it. Yes.
So I'm just trying to picture this, this home studio thing. How big is this? Is it in your basement, or you don't have basements around here probably, but,
Currently, it's a garage. It's about
okay.
from that door to right here, and about this wide. That's currently all I'm working with right now.
Do you plan to bring in other instructors, other types of music for, I don't know what your specialty is, but as a musician, but do you plan to bring in other instruments or whatever?
Yes, absolutely. I handle mostly guitar and bass, as well as like general music education. It's very standard to also have a piano instructor and a vocal instructor as well. Those are the two most common things I would add. I would also possibly add another guitar instructor, because I would probably be more involved in the recording process. And those would all be private contractors, that sort of stuff.
Have you considered? First of all, I wanted, just curious. Is your space? Have you done any soundproofing in there?
Yes. Very
Okay.
extensive.
All right. Yeah. It could be a rabbit hole. My second question is, have you looked at online as far as like I for years have taken piano lessons online. I paid a guy $100 an hour. He used to tour with the Beach Boys, and so he's in Los Angeles, and so he's able to leverage his he's in his golden years to kind of just work from anywhere and from his home to anywhere. And also there's also at that rate, $35 an hour. I mean, you could probably also do remote mixing and a lot of the things you're doing remote, and you can expand a certain large degree without even before you get to the point where you have a new facility. Have you thought about those things as far as the internet?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I didn't count it in my presentation, but half of my income from the audio editing actually comes from the online services. People send me tracks, I mix them and send them back. So most of my clients actually come from other countries.
Okay.
Germany.
And so without a website, do you just use other?
Social media currently.
Okay.
Yes, social media, word of mouth. And I'm aware of the education through Skype, stuff like that. I've done stuff in the past with that, and I'm very open to it. However, that is not something I specialize in currently.
Okay.
But definitely something very interesting.
Yeah.
So if you're charging $25 an hour for private lessons and turning people away, could you charge more and turn a few away just by price and still make more money for the time you're currently putting in?
Absolutely, yes. And that is definitely something I need to filter out and start working on, 100%. Yes.
How will this differ from the Rock Academy?
The Rock Academy, do they offer all the services available, or is it more, okay, then I will have to do more research on and find out how they differ. I'm not aware of them personally. I knew School of Rock, I knew stuff like that, and the Salvation Army has a similar program, but much more limited, much smaller. And then there are lots of businesses out there, so the main thing is to take what I can from them and try to be better in them however I can. Yes?
I actually have two questions. First, is your space equipped to mic and track live drums, or are you more vocal booth, singer-songwriter?
Most of my income comes from rappers, singer-songwriter, vocal booth, absolutely, but I do live band stuff all the time, mostly on location. Usually I'll rent out space or record live, stuff like that, but I am fully equipped for that, yes.
Awesome. And my second question is, can you tell me a little bit about your marketing? You said that you don't really have a website, but you're doing stuff on social, and that's how you get online connections. And obviously, you're connected into the music community, so I'm sure that helps build. But outside of your personal contacts, can you tell me a little bit about your marketing efforts?
Honestly, it mostly comes to contacting people directly. My social media presence is not where it needs to be. I'm 100% aware of that. I have not had the time to start marketing myself the way I should be. So mostly, I will reach out to people directly, and they will reach back out to me, send me their music, and then they tell their friends. Word of mouth and spreads like that. And that's honestly all I've done. That word of mouth or word of digital mouth, basically.
Are those people you know, or if you just see a band online, you just cold message them and
cold message, cold emails, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
What are you studying in school, and how long do you have left, and is it going to provide value to you for what you want to do after school?
Audio engineering is what I'm studying in school, as well as I'm not officially double majoring, but I'm spending a lot of effort, do a lot of auditing for music education as well, so everything related to the business. And after this semester, I'll have 2 years left. Second semester sophomore. Yes.
Have you thought about co-sharing a studio?
Absolutely. Yes.
I have
something I'm
one.
considering. I don't have.
I have a company called Kitchen B2B, and we have a group signed up, Iron Horse Fellowship, and they're a church that has off of Battlefield Boulevard that they'd be interested in renting out space to you.
Another question, I was wondering, you mentioned marketing yourself. Do you have any resources, or what is it that you do for these artists? Like, say you have an artist who's not signed to a label. I'm assuming these are not signed artists. So, right, so they come and they say, okay, I want to track a few songs, and they say, okay, well, do you say, okay, well, thanks, you know, and you take the money and then send you on the way, or is there some sort of relationship as far as trying to get them on the streaming services, or trying to get their own, you know, like some sort of, you know, booking dates and promotion or anything like that? Is that something that you're interested in being involved with, that part of the process?
I am absolutely involved, mostly, like you said, for the relationship aspect. I do offer publishing through different distribution sites,
right,
all the monetization, all that kind of stuff. But currently, I don't do that for money. Currently, I do that for clients that I want to keep a relationship with. But yes, absolutely.
Well, it's all money, you know, you're developing a relationship.
Right, 100%, yes. Yeah. And that is, I believe that is definitely part of why most people I work with come back. I've had very few one-time sessions.
Talk competition. You know, are there other studios around here? Is there more demand than there is, you know, studios to meet the need right now?
I would say that for the main purpose that, like I said, I was an audio engineer. I was a musician, right, before I was an audio engineer. I went to studios, and it was fairly difficult for me to do that, mostly in the sense of pricing. What I want to charge, I found people were charging a lot more than that. In addition, it's a level of comfort that certain artists will feel, and I will definitely say there are a lot more people making music than there are studios to handle those amount of clients, 100%. And I think that's only growing, like I said, with the whole independent movement, the hip hop movement. I mean, if you look around, most of the people are making music right now. There's just a lot of people making music, especially in the sense of like younger people, high school students. I've benefited a lot off of taking smaller clients who maybe only want to do one session, but taking more of them. You know, people that wouldn't necessarily be able to get into a major studio. Yes.
So my question is, I know you're in Chesapeake right now.
Yes.
And is that where you want to be? So a couple questions that are connected. So is there a city you want to be in? Are you looking for advice on where to locate? Do you know how much space you need? Or do you need someone to help you figure that out?
Virginia Beach, I would say, is probably the goal, as of what right now the research I have done. And I know absolutely nothing about real estate, and that is the biggest thing that I will be needing assistance with, 100%.
Speaking of real estate, are you zoned? First of all, is your house blue?
The studio part is, yes.
Okay. And second of all, okay, so are you related to that? Are you what's the situation as far as you're in a residential area? I've looked into this myself as far as like, there's, I don't know, at least in Virginia Beach, it's crazy, like you can't have more than 4 people at one time, you can't park and block the streets and whatever, all these, you know, just hoops and probably like who you pay off or something like that, or I don't know what it is. But if you look into the zoning,
Yes, absolutely, and I do live in Chesapeake, which one of the very few good things about it is their zoning laws are much easier. You can run a small business out of your home with one caveat: we have an external entrance, right? So it's not connected to an external entrance. An exit.
Right.
So that's one thing you have to have. So people can get into the studio and out of the studio without ever going into my actual home.
Oh,
In addition, there's no limit how many people can be in there. There is a parking destination,
Right.
but they don't give a number. Essentially, it's if your neighbors complain, which
Right.
I've had no complaints. I do my best to be very respectful to my neighbors. Like I said, it comes with soundproofing. We're very cautious of that, but we're completely legal.
cool.
Yes.
A couple things I wanted to mention. I don't know if you've met or heard East Coast Music Conference that's held locally. They're getting ready to have one, I think it's April or so. But they have musicians in from all over the Mid-Atlantic area. They have some sessions for speakers. There may be openings on that for you too. But they've presented here at 1 Million Cups, so you may want to Google East Coast Music Conference. The other thing I wanted to mention is Veer Magazine, which is kind of the local music publication. They're having their annual awards event coming up soon too in Norfolk, and it's certainly a great opportunity to network and meet a lot of musicians in the area at that. So just wanted to pass those 2 ideas along to you.
Thank you very much.
I was wondering, do you help them market this at all? When they do a track, do you refer them out or help them, or do you do any video for these guys, these people as well, and
I do
to
so
launch
too.
it out there?
Yes, absolutely. I do what I can, absolutely. Obviously, pressed very thin, but certain artists I do really believe in, so to speak, and want to keep relationship with. I have a very good connection with a lot of photographers, videographers. I definitely assist with that, as well as marketing. I do what I can, 100%. Yeah, really, when I believe in somebody, I definitely do what I can, 100%. Yes.
What about the future? Have you, you know, once you get established, are you thinking about replicating this, your service in other cities and in other states? Have you thought about what the future might be, how you might compete much better with figuring, you know, with other people that are out there? So, you know, what's so special about you?
Right, I understand that.
That would set you apart from all the others in any expansion program.
Yes. So absolutely, that is a great point, 100%. Moving around, doing more things like that, because one of the main things that sets us apart, most major studios, their goal is to book bigger clients and stop serving the community. Stop taking the local clients, because they have big clients now. They don't need to worry about that. That is not my goal. My goal is to continue to be there for the local clients, for the high school kid that wants to make music, that kind of stuff. So spreading around and taking that, what is dropped by the studios who move on to bigger clients, and spreading to other cities, other states, is that's a great idea, absolutely, yes.
So as far as I understand, you are serving the beginner, like the lower cost, you know, maybe like YouTube video makers and stuff like that.
Right, absolutely. YouTube
So-
videos, new people growing, people just getting started.
And it won't cost them as much, so they will be able to afford you, and then they can put their videos or some audio. Do you have the capability of doing video in your studio?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not
Okay.
expert at it, however, I do have people who
You know,
could
that
do
you
that.
can-
But the facility, yes.
Okay, you can give their videos, and they can probably work on it and put it in there.
Right.
Because, and I think you should do the same thing. You should have some recording sessions and put it on YouTube, and you'll be surprised how much hits you might get at the end. You know, people can find you. You know, a lot of people, if we are looking for something, the first thing that goes to YouTube videos. So I'd like to see how your studio is, what you are doing, the experience, and then you might pull some more customers. And the other thing is, when you are out of your garage, things cost a lot less. I don't know how your insurance requirements and all that stuff is, but when you add all that stuff, you need probably a couple more people to work with you. And your prices might be low right now, but you have to really balance
Yes.
What's gonna happen when you have all this commercial space and everything on top of it. So I highly recommend before going forward, get an Excel sheet, find out how much anything costs. I mean, there is LoopNet, I think. You can look online, just a little space. Well, it's gonna cost you about $1,000 at least for a space that you are looking for. And then, you can calculate what's your income, revenue, how much you are making right now and how much you can make when you have the commercial space. And then look at your costs, see if it's feasible first.
Right.
Because you don't want to go do this for a long time and at the end it doesn't make sense.
Absolutely.
So I highly recommend them.
Yes.
So I've booked studio time before, and I've helped bands and other artists book studio time and help them run a session. And whenever I'm booking with a new engineer that I've never worked with before, the first question I always ask is, where can I hear your stuff? Where can I hear some stuff you've worked on? So where can I hear your stuff?
I actually just put this down about a week ago. I would recommend this one. It's called Hopefully Poetry. Available on all major platforms. It's like a chill jazz rap sort of album. This one I'm very proud of. I did all of the production as well as all the music for it. It took a long time. It's probably my best work, I would say. But yeah, Hopefully Poetry on all Spotify, iTunes, everything like that.
Where is it?
Hopefully
Hopefully poetry?
Poetry. Yes.
Any other questions? All right, well, thanks so much. I do have one more question for you, though. What can 1 Million Cuts community do for you?
The advice I got today was amazing. Really good to meet everybody. Thank you for the advice and the events you were telling me about.
Sure.
Really, as far as right now, I'm just going to finish college and keep this in mind and use the advice I got here, and hopefully we'll stay connected in the future when we're ready for the next step.
Great. Well, I want to present you with our cup, 1 Million Cup, and please come back and let us know how things progress as time goes on. All right. Thanks again.